In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with stimuli that trigger the release of dopamine in our brains. This can come in the form of social media notifications, emails, text messages, or even the sight of a delicious meal. While dopamine can provide us with feelings of pleasure and reward, it can also lead to addictive behaviors and a lack of control over our lives. Dopamine detox is a technique that has gained popularity in recent years as a way to reset our brains and regain control over our habits and behaviors. In this video, we will explore the science behind dopamine detox and its potential benefits for personal growth and productivity. We will also provide practical tips and strategies for doing dopamine detox and overcoming common challenges along the way. Watch till the end to learn how to break free from social media or other addictions, improve your focus and motivation, or simply take back control over your life. We'll provide you with the tools and knowledge you need to get started. Dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter in the brain that plays a critical role in regulating mood, motivation, and pleasure. It is produced by a group of neurons in the midbrain called the substantia nigra and the ventral tegmental area. When dopamine is released into the brain, it binds to dopamine receptors on other neurons, triggering a range of physiological and psychological effects. In general, dopamine is associated with feelings of pleasure, reward, and motivation. The release of dopamine in response to certain stimuli helps us to learn and repeat behaviors that are beneficial for our survival and well-being. For example, when we eat a delicious meal or receive praise for our accomplishments, dopamine is released, reinforcing the behavior that led to these positive experiences. However, dopamine can also lead to addictive behaviors and a lack of control over our habits and behaviors. When we engage in activities that trigger the release of dopamine, such as checking social media or playing video games, we can become dependent on these activities for feelings of pleasure and reward. Dopamine detox is a technique that involves temporarily reducing our exposure to dopamine-triggering stimuli in order to reset our brain's reward system. The goal of dopamine detox is to break free from addictive behaviors and regain control over our habits and behaviors. The science behind dopamine detox is based on the concept of neuroplasticity, which refers to the brain's ability to reorganize and adapt in response to changes in the environment. When we engage in activities that trigger the release of dopamine, our brain's reward system becomes desensitized to the effects of dopamine, making it more difficult to experience pleasure and motivation from other activities. By temporarily reducing our exposure to dopamine-triggering stimuli through dopamine detox, we can reset our brain's reward system and restore its sensitivity to dopamine. This can help us to break free from addictive behaviors and regain control over our habits and behaviors. The benefits of dopamine detox for taking control over our lives are numerous. By reducing our dependence on dopamine-triggering stimuli, we can improve our focus and motivation, increase our productivity, and gain a greater sense of control over our lives. Dopamine detox can also help us to discover new interests and hobbies that provide us with genuine pleasure and fulfillment, rather than relying on artificial sources of pleasure. Now let's dive into the practical steps you can take to do dopamine detox and regain control over your life. The first step in doing dopamine detox is to define your goals. What are the specific behaviors or habits you want to break free from? What are the activities or hobbies you want to explore more deeply? By defining your goals, you can create a clear plan for your dopamine detox and stay motivated throughout the process. The next step is to identify the dopamine-triggering stimuli in your environment. This can include things like social media, video games, junk food, and other activities that provide a quick burst of pleasure or reward. Once you've identified these stimuli, you can begin to reduce your exposure to them. The third step is to plan your dopamine detox. This can involve setting specific dates and times for your detox, creating a schedule for your day that minimizes distractions, and preparing alternative activities to engage in during your detox. During your dopamine detox, it's important to minimize distractions as much as possible. This can include turning off your phone, avoiding social media and other digital distractions, and finding a quiet space to focus on your alternative activities. Finally, it's important to stay motivated during your dopamine detox. This can involve setting rewards for yourself after completing your detox, finding a support group or accountability partner, and reminding yourself of the benefits of dopamine detox and why you started in the first place. In addition to these steps, there are a number of practical tips and strategies you can use to minimize distractions and stay motivated during your dopamine detox. These include engaging in physical exercise or meditation to reduce stress and anxiety, finding alternative sources of pleasure and reward, such as reading, drawing, or spending time with friends and family, creating a supportive environment by communicating your goals with loved ones and seeking their support, and celebrating small victories along the way to stay motivated and on track. By following these steps and practical tips, you can successfully do dopamine detox and take back control over your life. While dopamine detox can be an effective way to regain control over your life, it's not always easy. Here are some common challenges people may face during dopamine detox, along with strategies for overcoming them and staying on track. Challenge 1: Withdrawal symptoms. Withdrawal symptoms are common during dopamine detox and include restlessness, irritability, anxiety, headaches, and fatigue. Be patient and gentle with yourself. Engage in relaxing activities like meditation or exercise to relieve stress. The symptoms will eventually pass. Challenge 2: Temptation. Temptation is common during dopamine detox. Triggers in your environment, such as social media notifications, can make it challenging to break free from habits. Proactively manage your environment by removing triggers. Develop strategies for managing temptations, like finding alternative activities or taking a break until the temptation passes. Challenge 3: Lack of motivation. You may feel unmotivated during dopamine detox, especially when alternative activities don't provide the same level of pleasure or reward. Focus on the long-term benefits and celebrate small victories to stay motivated. Engage in activities that align with your interests and passions. Challenge 4: Peer pressure. Struggling to stick to your detox goals with unsupportive friends or family around you? Share your goals and intentions with them and seek support. Consider finding a support group or accountability partner to stay motivated and on track. By anticipating and developing strategies for overcoming these common challenges, you can successfully complete dopamine detox and take back control over your life. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell.